Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Urvashi, and today in this video we're going to be talking about the zodiac sign of Sagittarius as an ascendant or rising sign. So first of all, those of you who haven't subscribed yet, who've been watching my videos, or if you're watching one of my videos for the first time, remember to subscribe. There is no point in waiting. You're going to be missing out on all the great videos that I'm uploading. And even more than subscribing, remember to tap the bell icon, because it's only if you tap the bell icon that you will receive any kind of a notification. So great. Another thing I wanted to share is that I will now be making videos both in Hindi as well as English, because I'm getting a lot of requests for Hindi videos. So I'm also going to be mentioning next to the title whether it's a Hindi video or it's an English video. So you have your choice of language, you can take your pick. So great. So now coming back to the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. I've covered right from Aries, we've done up to Scorpio, we've done the first 8 zodiacs. This is the 9th zodiac of the zodiac belt as an ascendant or as a rising. So if you have one of the first 8 zodiacs as your ascendant or rising, you can go back and watch those videos as well. So we're talking about the sign of Sagittarius. Now let's see what is the sign of Sagittarius and what it means as an ascendant. So what is an ascendant, first of all, because I know that question is going to come up. A lot of people keep asking what is an ascendant. So an ascendant is the rising sign when you're born, wherever you're born, on the eastern horizon. On the east, the zodiac sign that is seen rising, because the zodiac belt is a belt around the planets, around the solar system. And so all the planets are seen across this zodiac. That is how, we study astrology. We study the planets across this zodiac belt. So at the time of your birth, whichever zodiac, there are 12 zodiacs from Aries to Pisces, so whichever zodiac is rising on the eastern horizon naturally becomes your rising sign or your ascendant sign. So that sign, that zodiac, that particular zodiac would then, form your first house, and which we call an ascendant sign, which is the personality that everybody sees, which is what everybody sees, the persona. It is how you come across to people. It is how people see you. It is how you behave with other people and how people, see you as a person. So that is the ascendant or rising sign. It is not how you feel. What you feel is decided by the moon, the placement of the moon. So we will be doing that later on. Right now we are only talking about the ascendants. And the ascendant also decides how, various other aspects of your life. So an ascendant or a rising sign is a very, very important sign, because it decides a lot of things in your life. So okay, now let's talk about the zodiac sign of Sagittarius as an ascendant. What does it mean? So Sagittarius in the zodiac belt falls in the 9th house. It forms the natural 9th house of the natural zodiac. And all the things that are indicated by the 9th house, by the sign of Sagittarius, has now come to be as a part of the ascendant, and they become extremely important to this native. Those things become very, very prominent in the personality of the native. So what is the 9th house? Well, 9th house, or the sign of Sagittarius in the natural zodiac, is seen for religion, it's seen for spirituality, it's seen for philosophy, it's seen for traditions, culture, morality. It's ruled by the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is also a judge. Jupiter decides on religion, on logic, on law. So all this becomes extremely important. The 9th house is also all the long distance travels that we do in our life, all the pilgrimages we take, or even otherwise long distance travels that we do, foreigners, foreign countries. So again, all this becomes extremely important to the native. The 9th house is higher education, the university level education. So all that again becomes extremely important to this native, or becomes an integral part of the native. The higher law, higher learning, higher education, philosophy, religion, your beliefs, your value system, whatever your beliefs are, whatever you value in life, whatever your father has taught you, your elders have taught you, are in the 9th house, are in the sign of Sagittarius, naturally. So now all that has come to the ascendant. So this person, the Sagittarius ascendant, if you are a Sagittarius ascendant, all this becomes extremely important to you. You have a very philosophical mind. You are closely attached to philosophy. You are closely connected to religion. You love travel. You love adventure, because the 9th house is the 6th from the 4th. So the 4th house is home. The 4th house, the sign of Cancer, naturally represents home. So Cancerians, when the sign of Cancer comes to the 1st house, Cancerians are homebirds. They love to be home. On the other side, the 9th house is the 6th, is away from home. It's going out, it's learning, it's experiencing, it's travel, it's adventure. So all that becomes extremely important to this person. So people ruled by the sign of Sagittarius love to travel. They love to learn new things. They love to learn about new cultures, about new philosophies, new thought. Now let's talk about the various symbols that rule the sign of Sagittarius. So the first symbol of Sagittarius is this figure, which is half horse. The back portion of the figure is a horse, and the torso part is that of a man. So there's the man, and from the torso down, from the waist down, it's a horse. So it's a half horse, half man kind of a mythological figure, which is also, a part of Greek mythology. It's called a centaur in Greek mythology. And this figure is holding a bow and arrow, and the arrow is still intact. It's the shot has not been made. The arrow is still in the bow. So he's trying to aim. He's trying to find a focus. He's trying to find a place to aim and reach. So this is the first symbolism of this of the sign of Sagittarius. This shows that this is the first sign in the zodiac. Like we've done 8 signs. So there were certain signs like Cancer was ruled, by the symbol of a crab, or the sign of Taurus by a bull, or Aries by a ram. And then there were certain signs that were ruled by human figures, like the sign of Virgo was this lady sitting in a boat. So this is the first sign that has half horse, half man. So this is half animal, half human. Meaning this is the first sign that has the strength of an animal, that has the strength of a horse. And we tend to see, power in terms of horsepower. There's a term called horsepower. We tend to weigh power. We tend to measure power with, horsepower. That is a unit of power. So there is a lot of energy in the zodiac. There's this energy of the horse, and there is this half man. The upper portion is man with the brain, the intellect of man, and man is the only living creature amongst, of course, all the animals that has, developed things. We've come so far. We have this civilization. We have science so advanced. We have communication so advanced. It's all because of this intellect that God has given us. So this particular sign has both the power of an animal or of a horse, like we say horsepower, and the intellect of a man. So this is an extremely strong zodiac sign that I'm talking about here. These people are extremely strong people. Now this is the Dharma trine. This falls in the 9th house. So the 1st, the 5th and the 9th, these 3 houses of the zodiac are the Dharma trine. They are dharma oriented. They are duty oriented. They want to be doing their duties. So these people are hardworking. They are focused. They need to find an aim. The man, this centaur, this person, the half body of man, with the other half body of a horse, with the bow and arrow in his hand, is trying to aim somewhere. He has not found his aim. And this is a dual Rashi. There is an element of duality in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. By duality, I would mean, certain zodiacs are movable. They want to keep moving ahead. Certain zodiacs are fixed. They want to continue doing what they are doing. Like the previous zodiac we did, Scorpio, is a fixed sign. Once they've decided on the aim, they don't change. It's a very adamant, fixated kind of a sign. But the zodiac sign of Sagittarius is a dual sign. So for them, first to decide on an aim is a big task. They are not able to make decisions quickly. They have this tendency to listen to others, to be open-minded to others' opinion, which makes them good learners. They are not fixated with their thinking. They are flexible. But also this brings in an element of confusion. They are not sure of their aim, they are not sure of their goal, they can be a little confused, they are not able to decide on what they want to do in life. So they need a guide, a mentor to help them on deciding a goal. So this is where this zodiac is lacking a little bit. They are not able to make decisions, they get carried away, they tend to listen to everybody, they are not very, very decisive. But once they have an aim, they have the energy of, like I said, they have the energy of a horse, they have the intellect of man, and they're holding the bow and arrow, but the arrow is intact, unlike an Aries. So this is a fire sign. The sign of Sagittarius is a fire sign. So the other two fire signs we've already done. We've done Aries, we've done Leo. So Aries is again a fire sign, and it's a movable sign. So like an Aries, once decided, and they're just going to go ahead and do it. They may not think too much about it. They are reckless, they are impulsive, they are a little rash. But unlike an Aries, the sign of Sagittarius is an intellectual sign. They will keep weighing both sides of the situation. They will take everybody's opinion, and they will use their intellect, they will use wisdom. Remember, the sign is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet for wisdom. Jupiter is the planet for knowledge. Jupiter is the planet for traditions, culture, for norms, for our social norms. So if your Jupiter is well placed in your chart, you will tend to stay within your social norms. And if there is affliction to Jupiter, then there is a strong tendency of going against the norms in many ways, more ways than one. In relationships, in your profession, you may just break a lot of norms and rules. You may not stick to rules. If Jupiter is well placed in their charts, these people can, be very traditional, be very philosophical. They will tend to hold their religion very high. They will tend to preach to others about religion and philosophy, higher law, higher order, because Jupiter is also the significator of the second house and the fifth house. The fifth house is again your intelligence, your thinking, and Jupiter is the significator of the ninth house. The ninth house is, like I just said, it's law, it's religion, it's tradition, culture, elders. So being the significator of these three houses, the second house is speech and family. So these people tend to, in their speech, they tend to be focused on philosophy, on religion, on tradition, on culture. They would look for an aim in life, something that is much higher than them, something that is some kind of a higher spiritual aim. Because remember, this is the ninth house, this is the higher philosophy that we have in life. Whatever your philosophy in life is can be seen from your ninth house. Whatever your however you think from inside, however you take your traditions, however you value your traditions, are seen from the ninth house. Now this person, this sign has come to the ascendant. The natural ninth house has come to the ascendant. So that all becomes very important. So now it depends on the dignity of Jupiter. If Jupiter is afflicted, then these people can have a very unclear vision. Sometimes they may have a very unclear vision about what is important in life. They may develop a kind of a, I would say, an incomplete philosophy, a half one-sided philosophy. They would tend to consider their own religion more important than others. If Jupiter is not well placed, then these people will tend to sometimes be very caste focused, be very religion focused, and they will tend to preach and talk about that. But if Jupiter is well placed in the chart, then these people will be more open to all religions, to all castes. For them, then it is humanity in general, it is the higher law. Then Jupiter works on a higher plane, then it's about higher law, higher values, religion, spirituality. But if Jupiter is afflicted, then the vision can be very small. If these people have been taught wrongly, programmed wrongly, have had certain kind of wrong experiences, then they can have a very limited focus. Then they could be preaching things like caste and religion, and they could be a little orthodox about that, because they are going to for them philosophy and religion is very important, as simple as that. So if their philosophy is more developed, if they are more open, then yes, there's a lot of wisdom in them, and then they teach higher values. But if their philosophy is very limited, if their ideas and their exposure and their awareness has been limited due to whatever reasons, then they can be very orthodox and fixated, and could be, sometimes teaching very meaningless things to others. But generally, this is a very positive sign. This is a very optimistic sign. This is a sign for humanity. This is a sign where one would want to do things for everybody. So these people are extremely hardworking. They are true to their words. If Jupiter is well placed, then there are going to be a lot of positive qualities in the sign of Sagittarius. They're going to be true to their word. They will hate lies, and they will not lie, and they would be there to help others. They would speak up for justice. If given a chance, they would speak up for justice. They would love a challenge. They're the kinds to never, they won't shirk taking up a challenge. They would love a challenge. They have all the sattvic positive qualities. As a personality, publicly they come across as a very, very positive and confident personality. Confidence, so much so that sometimes I've personally seen they have a lot of overconfidence. They tend not to pay too much, time to detail. They sometimes tend not to make too much of an effort because they're a little overconfident, and that is where they lose out on. So we've got two negatives so far. One is a little bit of an overconfidence, and we have a little bit of indecisiveness because it's a dual sign, the sign of Sagittarius. So these are basically the two small negatives that there is in the sign of Sagittarius. So given an opportunity, these people would love to stand up for justice. They would love to protect somebody who's being treated unjustly, because these people, it's the warrior, it's the Kshatriya caste, it's Agni, fire. This is the fiery sign, and it's an odd sign. It's the 9th sign of the zodiac. So an odd number is a male sign. So it has all the qualities of a warrior. It's male, it has fire. Fire has that ambition, has that push about it. And then these people will not hesitate in going out of their way to defend somebody who's being treated unjustly. So if somebody is being targeted unjustly, these people will stand up for them. Not only will they defend, they would not, they would not hesitate to attack as well. Where somebody needs protection, or they need to protect themselves, or they need to protect their philosophy, their religion. Not necessarily a physical attack. It doesn't have to be a physical attack. Attack as in, it could be a verbal attack. It could be giving a speech about their thoughts, their philosophy. They're going to be very verbal, very confident about it. Put them on a stage. These people will do extremely well. They'll make great orators because yes, wisdom is with them, and the planet Jupiter, which is the natural significator of the second house of speech, is with them. They would make great sportsmen because they have that energy of the centaur, and they would make great orators, great teachers, because in whatever line they are, they would love to preach, they would love to teach, because this is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is the guru. It's Jupiter is the minister of the gods. He is the person or the one who guides the gods. He gives the gods guidance whenever it is required. So these people, they have the planet Jupiter. Then this is the Dharma trine, the 9th house, which is Dharam is the duty. It's about duty, what one should be doing. And then this is a fiery zodiac. So this is all about teaching others what to do, preaching to others as to what to do, telling others what to do, telling others of higher law, of higher learning, higher religion, morality, tradition, culture. So these people would make great teachers, great professors in universities, and they would make great judges. They would make great orators. They have this very charismatic personality. We have some great Sagittarian ascendant people like Swami Vivekananda was a Sagittarius ascendant, and in our film industry we have Rekha. She's a Sagittarius ascendant, and from her personality, the way she's led her life, very strong, very adventurous kind of a life. She's been by herself all her life, and in India, the way not many women would lead a single life the way she has, and she's maintained her demeanor, she's maintained her image so very well publicly. So that is a typical example of a Sagittarian, and there's this great attraction about her personality. And there was this great attraction about Swami Vivekananda, the way he spoke, the way he presented himself, the way he came across publicly. So that is what a Sagittarius ascendant is really like. These people also have this great urge to grow wherever they are, in whatever family they are born, whatever their level is, their mental level or their level professionally. See, they are ruled by the fire. This is a fiery zodiac, and fire has this quality of always moving upwards. So these people, fire also signifies ambition. So these people have this ambition of always growing upwards, of growing, of learning, of developing themselves, of going towards a higher law, of spiritually, evolving to a better person. Remember, this zodiac sign of Sagittarius is the 9th house. This is after the 8th house. The 8th house is change, transformation. So after that transformation, now this is a higher zodiac of higher learning, higher spirituality, higher law. So these people would have that urge to keep learning, to keep traveling, to seeing new cultures and learning from there, to be open to new philosophies. They are quite open actually. If Jupiter is well placed, they are very open to new philosophies and new cultures and new traditions, and they want to keep evolving themselves. They are open-minded that ways. So they are not stuck up, they are not fixated, they are very open-minded. Sagittarians basically have a very positive attitude. They have a positive attitude, but they are also very carefree. They tend to be very carefree. They tend to be ready for action. They do not like monotony. They're not the kinds to be sitting, to be waiting at home and whiling away the time. They want adventure, they want to learn, they want to keep reading, they want to be, if they're not traveling, then they want to be reading or learning, maybe watching TV. They would be watching all those intellectual programs on Discovery or National Geographic, or they would be reading a lot of books on philosophy or religion. So but where responsibility is concerned, they would not want to be responsible for anything unless something is really forced on them, something they just can't avoid. That is the only thing they would be wanting to take responsibility of. Otherwise they are very carefree. They want adventure, they don't want to be tied down, they don't want monotony, they don't like routine. They want change. They want to be doing and learning new things all the time, because this is the house of higher learning now, which is in the ascendant. Where their speech is concerned, these people are, they are structured, they are formal. It's a very formal kind of a speech they have, but they can be extremely blunt where their speech is concerned, because we have the sign of Capricorn in the 2nd house, in the house of speech. So they can be a little blunt sometimes. They, where their wealth is concerned, they will have to work hard for wealth, for making money, for having a good bank balance. Even though luck will always be by their side, they still have to struggle a little bit. They will have to be very structured, very organized, and they will be very, very careful about their money, about their investments and their bank balance. And with their family too, they will have a very sometimes they would tend to be a little a little blunt in their speech. Their social circle, they will be very, very particular about their social circle. They would want a social circle or a set of friends that are of a good IQ, are philosophical. They would not just want to make friends with people who like to talk frivolous things. They would like to communicate in a very philosophical way. They would always like to be talking about philosophy and religion and higher law. So they would want that kind of a circle, and they would maintain a small circle which has a good IQ and which is focused on the higher things of life. Where the home life is concerned, I've seen Sagittarians are the kind, they would keep a very nice, peaceful, calm environment at home. They would use a lot of aromatic candles and aromatic perfumes at home, and they would have a lot of flowers at home, and they would like a very calm and peaceful environment at home. They would have a big heart, because we have the sign of Pisces in the 4th house, and the sign of Pisces is the sky. So their heart is going to be very, very big, and they are emotional at heart, but they are not stuck up to any one place. They would be open to moving abroad and living. They would be open to moving to a new place and living, because it's the natural 9th house, which is also long distance travel, which is in the ascendant, and the 4th house has the sign of Pisces, which is again foreign. So for them to move away and settle somewhere is quite alright. They're quite alright with all that. With their thinking, they are very quick. They are very, very quick in their thinking. They are very, very quick in coming down to, though they do not make decisions very quickly, but their thought process is very fast. Where the children are concerned, they would be, they will take forceful action. They will not wait for something to happen. They will go out and make things happen. They will make sure the child is in the best school. They would make sure the child is taking up all the right classes, evening classes and dance classes and other things. And with their children, they will make a lot of effort. But where their own self is concerned, where their own health is concerned, where their own daily routine is concerned, there they will be a little careless. They will not make any kind of a health routine, any kind of an exercise routine. They would not be particular about going for walks or going to the gym. There they're going to be very careless unless they face bad health. If they face bad health, yes, then they can make some kind of routine. Otherwise, they would tend to be a little lazy. Where their own routine is concerned, with their children, there they would take very firm action. But about themselves, they'll be a little careless, they'll be a little lazy. Their spouse would be also an intelligent person. Their spouse would be somebody who would be very communicative, and that's a good thing basically, because Sagittarians themselves, they are not very communicative. They like to talk, but they like to talk about all the intellectual things. They don't like to talk about the lighter things of life. They don't like casual talk, and they feel people generally are very casual and frivolous in their talks. So these people are philosophical. They like to talk about bigger things in life. But the spouse is somebody who would be like a chatterbox, who would like to talk about anything and everything, who would be intelligent and would want to know a lot of things about everything, but not somebody who would go very deep into things. Somebody who would like to touch everything and know everything and be a happy-go-lucky kind of a person. These people, they would feel very connected, strongly connected to the occult, to any kind of a mystery, to any kind of a hidden science. They would feel very, very strongly connected. Their own health would, especially if Jupiter is not very well placed, there would be major changes in their health. They could suddenly have good health and suddenly they could have bad health. There could be major changes because we have the sign of Cancer falling in the 8th house, which is a sign which is ruled by Moon, and Moon is very fast changing. Moon is always waxing or waning. It's never stable. So their own health would, there could be major issues that could suddenly come up and that could suddenly be sorted. And they would have the strong emotional connection with their spouse and the spouse's family, their in-laws. Where their luck factor is concerned, where their philosophy is concerned, where their religion is concerned, like I said, these people would be confident, they would be outspoken, they would be forceful, and if the sun is well placed, they would be extremely lucky. Where their work is concerned, their profession is concerned, there they would be very analytical, very critical, very, they would go into a lot of detail. They would make great mathematicians. They can make great teachers. They can make great astrologers. They can make great professors, judges, like I said, sports people. So these people will be very analytical and like a perfectionist where their profession is concerned. In their social circle, in their network circle, they will try and maintain a lot of balance, a lot of stability, and they will be very, very extremely pleasing in their network circle. They lack any kind of a fixated thinking. Like I said, this is higher knowledge, higher philosophy. So they're going to be very, very open to learning new cultures, new religions, new philosophies, if Jupiter is well placed. So the fixed thinking that Scorpio develops. So a Scorpio is a very fixed sign, and once they have decided on their philosophy and thought, they become very fixed, which makes them extremists. They can be extremely good and extremely bad, because once their philosophy is decided, they kind of get stuck on that and go to extremes, which is very unlike a Sagittarian. A Sagittarian is a dual sign, and it's a very sattvic sign, because it's fire and dharma and ruled by the planet Guru, and it's a dual sign. So they are open to new things. They change, they learn and they change. They keep changing. They want to know everybody else's opinion as well. and so that ways they are very, very open, and they want to keep learning, they want to keep growing, and they want to keep helping others. It's a sign for humanity, it's a sign for the higher good. As far as possible, they want to be very, very helpful to others as well. So that is all for now. That is for the sign of Sagittarius. The next zodiac, I would be doing the sign of Capricorn in the next video, which I would be doing in English, and I'd be doing a video in Hindi as well. So next to the title, I'm going to be mentioning if it's a Hindi video or an English video. You can take your pick and watch the videos that you'd like to watch, or stick to the language that you would like to stick to. Alright, I will now be seeing you in the next video. Remember to subscribe and remember to tap the bell icon as well. Bye bye.